Hi everyone, my name is Diana and today I'm going to show you how I make yogurt using my crock pot. Now some of the benefits of making your own yogurt are that you can control the ingredients, so it's actually better for you. It's not going to have all those fillers that the store-bought yogurts have. You can customize it to whatever flavor that you like, and it's a lot cheaper also than buying it at the store. It's about half the price, I would say. Some things to consider are that you have to be home the day that you're making the yogurt in order to monitor the process. You should also get a thermometer, and those are very cheap. They have them at most grocery stores. The one I got was like maybe $2 or $3. You're also going to need some starter, which in my case I'm going to be using yogurt. Yes, you do need yogurt to make yogurt, but you would only need about 1/4 cup in order to make like 2 quarts worth of yogurt. So let's begin. So the things you're going to need to make your own yogurt is your crock pot. I'm preheating this one on high so I can get started. A glass measuring cup. A thermometer. These are really cheap. I got this one at my grocery store for a few bucks. A measuring cup. This is a 1/4 cup measurement. Something to mix. And I'm using whole milk, but you can go as low as 2% milk fat. I don't think it's good to go lower than that because the consistency won't be as good. And you will also need a little bit of yogurt to start off with. I'm going to make 2 quarts, so I'm going to need a 1/4 cup of yogurt for that. And a very large thick towel as well. I added the milk to the crock pot. I'm putting it on high, and it's going to go for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. The goal is to heat it up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to check it in an hour to see if it's at that temperature. And then once it is, we're going to turn it down for the next step. So after I checked the temperature of 180, we turned off the crock pot, we disconnected it, and it's been a couple hours, and finally it's now 110 degrees. I don't know if you could see that. Anyways, it's ready. It's very important that it's at around that temperature. I would say 105 to 115. No more than that, because if it's too hot, then the cultures will die. I've also left out the 1/4 cup of yogurt, which is our starter, to come to room temperature. And now we're going to add a little bit of the warm milk to that, and we're going to mix it pretty well. I found that this just helps things along. It's a lot easier to mix it this way instead of just mixing it all in the crock pot. So I added a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm adding like about 1 cup. The yogurt should be mixed in very well. So now I'm going to add it to the crock pot. And we're going to mix it again. You don't have to mix here too much. Okay. Now we're going to cover this, and we're going to insulate it with the blanket. So you want to make sure to put this in a spot that it's not going to be moved around. So my counter works for me. I've laid out my towel and I'm just going to wrap it. Now we're just going to let it sit here minimum 8 hours. I like to let mine go for 12 hours and that gives you a thicker consistency. So I'll be checking on it in the morning. My yogurt is ready. It's been 12 hours. It's not as thick as I would like it, so I'm actually going to be straining it so it could be on the thicker side. I'm going to be removing some of the whey. What I use to drain the whey from the yogurt is a large glass container with a mesh sifter on the top and then part of a cotton t-shirt, clean cotton t-shirt. This t-shirt has not been bleached. And then I'll just put it in there so you see how I do it. Now this part is optional, but I found that it does improve the consistency quite a bit, and I actually prefer my yogurt thicker. I'm gonna let it do this for about 30 minutes because last time I left it for a few hours and it was actually too thick. So we don't want to remove all of the whey, just some of it. And you'll see the difference in the consistency. I'll show you that later. See, right now it's pretty watery. You can also just hold it up for a few minutes. A lot of the whey has drained already. So actually I'm going to try doing this, and then we're going to put it in the containers and in the fridge to cool right away, and then that's going to thicken it up as well. So I've been letting this drain for about 10 minutes and I'm happy with the consistency, so I'm going to put it in the containers and flavor it and put it in the fridge. I ended up getting a quart and a half of yogurt after I strained it. Since I like it a little bit thicker, that step is optional, but I would recommend it because the consistency is a lot better. So before I put it in the fridge, I'm actually going to flavor it. I'm going to be putting some fresh strawberries on one of them and a little bit of honey, and then on the other one I'm going to be putting about a tablespoon of vanilla extract with a little bit of honey as well. So I'm going to let this cool in the fridge for about 2 hours and then it's ready to eat. I like to reuse these containers. They make it easier to store, but you can use any glass container as well. And then I'll show you the finished product once it's ready. So this is the finished product. It's been cooling for about 2 hours. And as you can see, it's nice and creamy and thick. It's my first time making strawberries, so that turned out pretty well. Same thing goes for my vanilla. Thanks for watching. I hope you found my video helpful. If you did, please click like and subscribe, and that way you can get updates to any new how-to videos.